I think it's the best kind of self-care that any one of us could do, ever. This question can come off as self-centered and possibly rude and possibly arrogant. I mean, can you imagine asking a friend to help you and they respond with, okay, but how will helping you serve me? Can you imagine? Like, I'm sure on some level I would be angry. I would be shocked. I would be upset, maybe a little indignant. Excuse me? And yet, as the queen of turning things on my head, I stop and pause and I think about this question. And if somebody looked at me after I said, hey, would you help me with this thing? And they responded with, well, how will it serve me? I hope now I will consciously look for a way that it will benefit you by A, B, C, or X, Y, Z. This is how I would like to feed back to you because you're feeding back to me. I think it's a good question to ask, and I will be asking it a lot more frequently. Let me dive a little deeper. Recently, I had some major life news, which can and will change the way that I go through life on a daily basis. I'll be a caretaker for someone who, while they're absolutely with it largely now, they won't be down the road. Unknown amount of time. The roller coaster of accepting this news and the new challenge has been, it's inadequate to say overwhelming. The adjusting to this knowledge, to this new understanding. On the one hand, I find strength as I gain insights on how things will progress and what will happen in that vein. And I find confidence in planning for how I'll deal with it and how I'll be able to move forward. I find tons of emotions. I mean, the emotions that I have been wading through on a day-to-day, sometimes minute-by-minute basis they're all over the board. And they're so very difficult to deal with. The grief, the loss, the shift in the relationship, the shift in expectations. And I'm really learning more about how my body deals with stress, my mind and my emotions, and how I process it. I'm also learning more about the self-care that I am really going to need in order to get through from this end of the spectrum to the end of this journey. I was lucky enough to have lunch with a friend who has walked this caregiving path. It was an invaluable experience, and I was so very grateful as I expressed my concerns and my fear, and they sat there nodding and understanding and extending me some compassion and support. They asked me a question. They said, Krystal, in this experience, how is it going to serve you? Are you nuts? How is this trial going to serve me? How is this hardship going to serve me? You seriously want me to ask that kind of a question? Isn't that a little crazy to look at how this mountain that I get to climb is going to be a gift to me in some way, shape, or form? And you know what? I have an answer. I can tell you how this difficult road is actually going to serve me. I'm going to have so much more self-awareness. It's already happening. Awareness of where the muscles in my body, I am carrying additional stress. Awareness of how my mind begins to shut down because it's overwhelmed. Awareness of my emotions and how I stuff them on occasion in an effort to avoid feeling what's there, because what's there is scary and big and all-encompassing. This is an opportunity to evaluate friendships. How much can I put into the friendships, and how much am I getting out of the friendships? Are there friendships that I need to let go and acknowledge that they were more of a season and a reason friendship than a lifetime? And that's okay. I don't have to be upset with myself. I don't have to tear myself down for being unable to continue giving more in that relationship. I can acknowledge that my energy and my time are worth putting into buckets that help me out as well. I'm going to have a much deeper understanding of what fills my cup, what truly fuels me and helps me out through each and every day, each and every moment, each and every week. Sometimes it's a nap, sometimes it's a walk, sometimes it's pottery. Sometimes I really need to sit down and zone out on the couch, or I need to call a friend and say, hey, I need a little assistance here. I will know even more personally and deeper what fills my cup, what fuels me, what helps me where it didn't before. I had inklings and I knew some of my tools were great and some of my tools worked really well. And yet I believe that I'm going to have new tools, new hobbies, new activities. Some of them might even be simpler than the ones before because simpler is easier to do when I'm overwhelmed and stressed, and yet I still need that one little tiny boost to help me get through the next moment. I'm excited about having more confidence in allowing other people to love me and support me. I've often been the one that supports other people and loves and nourishes them and lifts them up because I have that bandwidth and that energy, and I am constantly fueled by a beautiful energy of love and light. And yet, there comes a time where even the givers need to receive. And that's been hard in the past, but now I get to sit back and have more confidence, learn how to accept and allow that. And not only that, I'm going to learn how to allow and love myself even more. All of these things are coming just because I know that there's a challenge that I'm going to face. And realistically, the idea of looking at how it's going to serve me means that it's less heavy and more optimistic. Yes, there's a challenge. And there are going to be moments that I do not think that I can move through it. And yet, flipping it on its head and recognizing the gift in the moment, in and of itself, that is a blessed gift. I'm so grateful for that question of, yeah, so how is this going to serve me? I am a super motivated and energetic person. I love to accomplish so many things throughout the day, and I love going to bed at the end of the day and looking back and saying, yeah, I did all of that. And it's entirely possible that that's not going to happen now, and that I'll need to learn how to be a little more accepting and embracing of a little less. And that's okay. I get to learn and hone my skills that I've already been teaching other people. It's like I've learned them and now I get to put them to greater use and I get to sharpen them at the same time. It's crazy. The thing is, this question, how will it serve me, can be applied in every aspect of our lives if we are putting ourselves higher on that priority list. How will it serve me is, oh my gosh, just imagine how this is going to serve you and help you. If you are invited to go out to a party, and on the one hand, you want to go with the people, and on the other hand, you're more of an introvert and you're feeling a little bit more hermity for the moment, and you ask yourself, personally, how will going to this party serve me? How will it benefit me? And if you can't find enough joy and positive, uplifting stuff in, yes, it's going to serve me a lot, then don't go because it's going to drain your energy. It's going to suck more from you than what it's giving to you. When somebody comes to you and says, I need help, you don't have to ask it out loud. How will this serve me? Helping this person will serve me in these particular ways. Is that enough of an exchange? Am I good to go ahead and do that instead of draining yourself on behalf of the other because you paused and asked, how will this serve me? I think it's the best kind of self-care that any one of us could do, ever. How will this serve me? How will I benefit? What will I get out of this? It doesn't come from a selfish point of view. It comes from a self-persevering point of view. It comes from ensuring that your bucket is always full and fantastic, and then you give to others the spillover. You give to others the extra. Big shifts are coming. Mountains to climb, patience to be tried. I will be giving a lot out. And the crazy thing is, in this vein of thought, I need to be putting just as much into my own cup as I will be giving out to others, which means that this is a time for more self-care, not less. And in the past, there have been times of less self-care because I am so fueled. And in the future, there will be times of less self-care too. It's an ebb and flow. It's a moment to give to yourself and pull back. It's a moment to give to more to other people. Right now, where are you at? What do you need? Where is your cup? And do you need to ask the question, how will this serve me? So that you can make sure that you are even better for yourself and then for the people around you.